Hey y'all, I've been over there on Facebook watching videos of that little girl daddy, Darnell Jones. He got some live videos over there under an oval tree. It's another name in front of it. It's not Darnell. He do have a page over there. He ain't did a whole lot of posting on social media. He stopped posting around, I want to say 2019 or something like that. And baby, the man balanced, he was balanced something. In one of his videos, he was talking about, it's something mental. People don't understand. They don't understand. Kept doing this. They don't understand. I'm like, oh, Lord. He must have been fighting demons. He must come fighting no more. It's just sad. And then it's your own child. Once you can't fight it no more, when you attack your own child. Baby, you sitting up behind them bars, the enemy and them people gonna remind you of everything. You hear me? Everything. I went over there. I read some stuff about the grandmama and the other sister who was Tierra's sister. Learned some information about Keimani. She was with a godmother for up to 5 years ago. It's about 8 years ago, and then she was back and forth between the godmother and her grandmother for about 4 years, and then her grandmama just got custody of her over a year ago. And CPS had been called on the grandmama twice. And here's a post from the teacher from a concern she had about Keimani, because Keimani came to her in confidence and told her something right there. So that's been about that teacher. You understand what I'm saying? Baby, I've been over there. Baby, it's some stuff. And it just making me look at stuff a whole lot different, because the dad in one of his videos talking about he done prayed about it. He read his Bible. He said it's hard. Whatever he was battling, baby, it was tough. It's hard. It's tough. That whatever it was on his mind, baby, it was strong. For him to mess his baby up like that. Because the grandmama, I got some video. You want to hear the audio of the grandmama doing the interview? Come on, listen to the audio. No, you can't put no videos up on TikTok because it's kind of hard to decipher whether it's original or not. So I'm going to let y'all listen to the audio because, baby,
It was more or less the people that were here earlier waiting to see if it was Keimani that was in the home. And basically some people from the neighborhood had contacted me and said that there was a mob in front of my house and they were talking about what they were going to do to me once I came home. So the police, the detective, said that she would have a unit come out and help me get my things and more or less escort me off the property. I asked to be handcuffed just so they can get the away from my property.
Are you scared?
So no, I was never arrested. I was taken downtown, but I was never arrested.
Are you scared for your safety right now?
I am.
What are some of the things that you've been hearing and receiving from people?
They said they was gonna blow up my house. They said they was gonna do harm to me. It's just been a barrage of the different things that they've been stating.
And now, yesterday, let's backtrack first for a little bit. So you are the guardian of Keimani, or you were the guardian of Keimani, correct?
I am the legal guardian of Keimani.
Okay. So in terms of taking care of her, when was Keimani placed under your care?
A year ago.
So you take care of her?
She's been in my home for the past 5.5 years, but I just obtained legal custody of her a year ago.
Were you and Keimani close?
We were.
What were some of the things, trying to think of her and paint a memory of her in a good light, right now with everything that's going on, what was Keimani like? Tell me a little bit about how Keimani was in the time that you've got to know her.
Keimani was phenomenal. Keimani was a helper. Like, she was older than what she appeared to be. Like, you know how they say somebody has an old soul? She was that. She loved older music. She loved playing video games. She loved the friends and family that she was allowed to be around. She played basketball for Spring Elementary. She was highly intelligent. So I'd like to clear up the mental issue statements. No, she was not mentally ill in any way.
Something wrong with that.
We had her, assessed, and they didn't feel as if anything was wrong with her mentally. So that was not a issue. But back to Keimani, kid stuff. She was phenomenal. Like I said, she was like no other kid her age.
What school did Keimani go to?
She went to Spring Elementary.
And we were told that at that time she was doing good in school as well too, correct?
She was. She had brought her grade point average up from a 3.4 to a 3.9.
And she has a birthday that's coming up. Correct?
Her birthday is Friday.
And she would have been turning 14.
She would have been 14.
So there's been some confusion now in terms of when it comes to family, who's her biological father, who is her biological mother, and then also was she in the foster care system. Can you clear up a little bit of all of that? When Keimani was placed in your care, when is the LCCS, who exactly did she come from, and how did she?
She came from her other legal guardian. I choose not to state her name, but she came from her other legal guardian because the other legal guardian and I were best friends. The other legal guardian is my daughter, Keimani's mom, godmother. And we had already discussed early on, because she's been with this person since she was 9 months old. My daughter has never really had custody of Keimani. So she's been with this person since she was 9 months old until, like I said, maybe 5.5 years ago. Now, off and on, this person, we would interact and, do different things with her, for her.
There were family members that weren't allowed around her?
No, it's just not very many that came around. And those that did, she acted, as far as I'm concerned, she acted accordingly. Okay, next question. So
now we do know that Darnell, people are looking for Darnell Jones right now. The police are looking for Darnell Jones, and there's an arrest warrant out for him. Do you have any idea of his whereabouts?
Oh, well, to my knowledge, he was just arrested in Columbus. He just recently had a shootout with the police in Columbus. They're saying that he confessed to her murder, and no, I take that back. They're saying that he confessed to her rape and slitting her throat.
How does it feel to learn that?
I can't even say.
That's sad.
As the police report mentions, Keimani was last seen with Darnell. Do you have any regrets of letting Keimani go with, as you're her guardian, do you have any regrets of letting Keimani go with Darnell?
I do, only because, like I said, I feel deceived. I feel like this was pre-planned. I feel like you meant to do this. I feel like you was grooming her.
There are things that you saw before this leading
No, I never saw anything out the ordinary. But when molesters decide to choose prey, they groom you first. So they give you gifts. They try and make you comfortable with them. They try and say little things to you that you and they can keep secret, and then eventually they pounce. She was a virgin. She didn't like boys.
There's also comments, and we're just trying to address those and get those addressed, but there's comments online and speculation again that Keimani, her home situation, she was abused. What do you have to say to that?
Okay, abuse in whose eyes? Because she was not abused. Yes, she was chastised whenever she was wrong or did things wrong. Other than that, she was not abused. She was not just whooped for no reason or just because I felt like it. I've went through this twice because the school system had contacted CSP or CSB on her behalf when she went to Bennett Academy. And they came in, they did a case study, and closed it. So she didn't have like bruises all over.
How long ago was that when they came into your home?
I would say the latest, it was approximately 7 months ago.
And so you say the latest. So was it a few times that they came into your home?
It was twice total.
So twice total that they came into your home. Check. Okay, great. And okay, so my first question for you: can you tell me your relation to Dorothy?
I'm Dorothy's second oldest daughter. I'm Keimani's aunt. My name is Sanika. I live in Indianapolis. All this that is going on is just, it's devastating. You wouldn't think that, you see it happen around the world, but when it hits close to your heart, you really just be thinking like, did I do something wrong? Did I fail her? She didn't have the life to live that we have got to grow and live. She was only 13. So to know that somebody that I trusted, which was her father, to come through and deceive us just to get to Keimani in some sexual way or a harmful way, that hurts me to the fullest extent. The point I feel like I failed her. Me as being her aunt, a person that she could run to and tell anything and everything to. That was my girl. That was my baby.
Okay, so that was the aunt, and she was talking about the GoFundMes that are being created in Keimani's memory, and that people need to leave that up to where she was, the immediate family right now, just support them emotionally. And she also began to talk about how she felt, like she failed her, and that had she known, things were a little bit different, she would have took her to Indianapolis with her. She made some very valid points, and she tried to remain neutral. She did say something to the sister that direct some messages at the sister a couple of times about, if you were so concerned, why weren't you here? You've never really, been here. She's never really been in your care. So it got kind of strong, and I would play the whole thing, but it's long. It's long. You can go on YouTube and watch it. The whole interview, the full interview is over there. And she was very compassionate. She didn't look at stuff just from their perspective. She looked at stuff from their perspective, investigative perspective, as well as the community perspective. She wasn't selfish, with what is going on right now. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So CPS was called TPS, because that's Toledo, child support, TCS or whatever, was called twice to the grandmama's house. So I'm sure somebody was trying to get some kind of custody, or maybe Keimani was trying to get away from the grandmother's home. I don't know. All you can go on is what you hear. I'm pretty sure even more information is going to unfold before the week is out. As I stated, just pray for the family. Dorothy is the mother of, so she's not a foster parent. She's a foster parent and she is a grandparent. So she is the parent of Tiara Caston. So that is Tiara's mother. And as far as getting to the question of Darnell being the father, I never heard her answer that. So in the comments they say that he is. So I just go to Facebook and look at some of his videos, and you will see that he's probably been battling something for a long time and just didn't know how to deal with it. And another thing is, you got to be careful putting religion and mental illness together. And a lot of people tell people to pray and to read their Bible, when in actuality they may have to be medicated for whatever they're going through in their head mentally. And in one of the videos, he said he was dealing with something. He said it's mental. It's mental. It's a lot. It's a mental. People don't understand. And it sounded demonic. So now it's out.